Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our theatre work in the Motley Company has gradually, over the years, been paring itself down to what we consider to be the essential components of theatre. And one has come to the conclusion that the essential component is a text and an actor. And the job of theatre is not to create an illusion, but to stimulate the listener's mind and to stimulate the listener's imagination. So this presentation is really the culmination of our work over the years, where our productions have become less and less elaborate and have resulted finally in a form which you will witness in a little while. And I may also say that the fact that we have our scripts in front of us does not mean that we have not memorized the pieces. These are some very short stories by the celebrated American humorist Mr. James Thurber, interspersed with some somewhat lengthier poems by our very own, very prolific Mr. Vikram Seth. The common element in these stories and poems is the fact that they are all about animals. The parallels are pretty obvious and extremely perceptive, amusing, and at times downright scary to visualize what would happen if animals started behaving like humans. And we initially made the mistake of presenting this as a piece for children, but I'm afraid we left them somewhat baffled because they didn't quite get the subtext, and we thought that an explanation about the subtext would be a bit condescending and a little bit tedious. So we've changed the nature of the production and made it into a show for grown-ups. So for the next hour, here we are with some poems, nursery rhymes, and fables for grown-ups. Kenny Desai, Ratna, Pathak, Shah, and Heeba Shah.
The Eagle and the Beetle by Vikram Seth.
And to end with a longish poem called The Elephant and the Tragopan by Vikram Seth. In Bengal Valley, broad and green, where neither hut nor field is seen, where bamboo, like a distant lawn, is gold at dusk and flushed at dawn, where rhododendron forests crown the hills and wander halfway down in scarlet blossom, where each year a dozen shy black bears appear, where a cold river filmed with ice sustains a minor paradise. An elephant and Tragopan discussed their fellow creature, man.
The Tragopan last week had heard the rumor from another bird, most probably a quail or sparrow, such birds have gossip in their marrow, that man had hatched a crazy scheme.
To mar their land and dam their stream, to flood the earth on which they stood, and cut the woods down for their wood.
The Tragopan, good-natured pheasant, a trifle shocked by this unpleasant, even if quite unlikely news, had scurried off to test the views of his urbane and patient friend, the elephant, who in the end had swung his trunk from side to side with gravitas, and thus replied,
"Who told you? Ah, the quail? Oh well, I rather doubt, but who can tell? I would suggest we wait and see. Now, would you care to have some tea?" He drew a lukewarm gallon up his trunk and poured his friend a cup.
This is a tale without a moral. I hope not over yet. I hope the reader will not quarrel about this minor missing link. But if he likes them, he can think of 5 or 7 that will do as quasi-models. Here are 2. The first is that you never know just when your luck may break, and so you may as well work for your cause. Even without overt applause, you might in time achieve your ends. The second is that you'll find friends in the most unexpected places, hidden among unfriendly faces. For small fry swim in every pond, even the doldrums of despond. And so I'll end the story here.
What is to come is still unclear.
Whether the fates will smile or frown,
And Bingle Vale survive or drown,
I do not know and cannot say.
Indeed, perhaps I never
may.
But it was amazing. What a performance. Let's have another round of applause. Yeah. Yes, yes. Because India Inclusive Summit is supporting the cause of the national helpline, which is going to be started by Score Foundation for the visually impaired. So we would ask Nasir ji to hand over a memento to Jojo Ibrahim, signifying that support.